Deiveson Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno at UFC 283 in the co-main event in Brazil. The main event is to be decided in the future, most likely Yuri Prochazka and Glover Teixeira, but it could be someone else depending on the circumstances. We got 4 other MMA news topics just like this in today's video. But before we get into it, go down and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you get notified for more breaking crazy news like Figueiredo and Moreno. And comment, who do you guys think wins, Figueiredo or Brandon Moreno? Both all that being said, let's get into the news. Deiveson Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno 4 has been set for UFC 283 in the co-main event. It is not 100% official, but there are a few more steps to be made, and this fight will be on the Brazil card for UFC 283, with the most likely main event being Yuri Prochazka and Glover Teixeira. Deiveson Figueiredo, 21 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. That draw? Brandon Moreno. One of those losses, Brandon Moreno. They are currently 1-1 and 1 against each other. This one is going to decide it all. And you never know, maybe we get a 5th fight between Figueiredo and Moreno, but this is the first time in UFC history we were getting a quadrilogy in just a regular fight. But this one is 4 fights for the title between these same exact people. I mean, it is just absolutely insane. My early prediction is going to be Brandon Moreno to win it by a very close, controversial 48-47 decision, but I cannot wait for Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno. Who do y'all think wins? Put your predictions down below in the comment section. But guess what, guys? This crazy news is not it for today's MMA news. We have more, and our other MMA news topic is Paddy the Baddy Pimblett is calling out Conor McGregor for a later date, 2025, 2024, before Conor McGregor retires. Paddy Pimblett would like to fight Conor McGregor in Madison Square Garden in the main event of a pay-per-view. And the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Bisping steps in and gives his thought about the situation, and he says, oh my gosh, the drama is going to be absolutely insane. The trash talk would be absolutely amazing. The build-up would be crazy. The fight would be crazy, but I can't wait to see if eventually the UFC does decide to put one of the biggest stars right now in Paddy Pimblett versus still one of the biggest stars and obviously the biggest star in MMA history in Conor McGregor together in the lightweight division for the main events of a pay-per-view. It's all up to Dana and Sean Shelby, but I have a feeling they will make it by the end of Conor McGregor's career. Who do y'all think wins that one, Conor or Paddy Pimblett? That's not it, ladies and gentlemen. We got some boxing news. Floyd Mayweather is ducking Jake Paul for a boxing match, and here is what Jake Paul was saying. We're going to give you the audio for that right here. Jake Paul just going crazy, saying Floyd does not want the smoke. He's fighting the horrible competition over there in Japan and things like that. Let's hear what Jake Paul has to say.
It's 2022. Floyd Mayweather is ruining his legacy, fighting no-name guys, wasting his fans' money, wasting his fans' time. He doesn't even know the names of the guys he's fighting, and then he chooses to fight. Comedy Shorts gamer, influencer, to make some money to pay his tax bills. Floyd Mayweather telling Jake Paul that he will only fight Jake Paul if he comes down to his weight, 140 pounds or something. I can't believe what's going on in the world. I can't believe this is real. Floyd, I will fight you. And you know that's one of the biggest fights to make in boxing. I weigh 175, you weigh 165, we can get that done. Make a couple $100 million. But what will your excuse be? You didn't care what my brother weighed. So why do you care what I weigh? Oh, because you know what's going to happen. I want to say, I got your O. I don't want to just say, I got your hat. I got your O. But you're going to find a way to dance around this. You know, you said, oh, once he fights a professional fighter, he's going to get destroyed. It'll be bad for him. Why not let that be you? The best ever. There's only one Mayweather. But he's scared to fight Jake Paul. It's 2022. I can't believe what the fuck's going on, guys. Goddamn.
Well, guys, do you believe that Floyd Mayweather is actually ducking Jake Paul for a potential boxing match, or is it just the weight issue is going to be too much? But again, Jake said he could get down to Floyd Mayweather's weight and make that fight a possibility. Do you want to see that fight, Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather, over there in boxing? And if that were to happen, the 40-something-year-old Floyd Mayweather and the 20-something-year-old Jake Paul, who would win that fight? That's not it for today's MMA news. We got another thing. This isn't the biggest MMA news, but it's something we definitely need to discuss, and it's about the UFC's main events this week and next week as well. We got UFC Fight Night Dern versus Jan. UFC Fight Night Dern versus Jan is going to be the main event. The co-main, Randy Brown, an unranked welterweight, with Francisco Figueiredo, or Francisco Trinaldo, an unranked welterweight. We only have 3 ranked fighters. 2 of them are in the main event, Mackenzie Dern and Yan Xiaonan. One of them is fighting a debutant in Don Shyness, and that man is Sodiq Yusuff. That's what we got for the main card and the whole entire card for UFC Fight Night Dern versus Jan. Then we have UFC Fight Night Grasso versus Araujo. This one is a little bit better. I gotta admit, this card is a little bit better. Main event. Alexa Grasso, Viviane Araujo. Should be a decent fight. It's just not the biggest names going at it in that main event. You got Askar Askarov, Brandon Royval. Good fight. Neil Magny, Daniel Rodriguez. Cub Swanson is on the card as well. There's some decent fights on this UFC Fight Night Grasso versus Araujo fight card. But there's not a name that you can go up to a casual and say, do you know who Brandon Royval is? Do you know who the main event fighter Alexa Grasso is? They will say no. So it's fairly obvious to see what's happening here with UFC Fight Night, Dern versus Jan, and Grasso versus Araujo. Go check it out on Tapology. The only reason these cards are the way that they are, with not really the biggest names on those cards, is because guess what's right after that? October 22nd, UFC 280, Oliveira Makhachev main event, Sterling Dillashaw co-main event, Jan O'Malley, Mateusz Gamrot, Beneil Dariush, Chukagian and Manon Fiorot, Belal Muhammad and Sean Brady, Mahmoud Muradov, Kyle Barayo. The Pope prelims are filled with good fighters in their respective divisions, and we have so many non-big names on these next 2 main events. There's plenty of big names on this UFC 280 card. On the prelims, that could be the main event. We have Belal Muhammad and Sean Brady. On the prelims over there, we got Volkan Oezdemir, Nikita Krylov, which, honestly, I'd rather see that as the main event, to be quite honest with you. We have Caio Barayo on there. Again, Belal and Sean Brady, I don't understand. They could easily make some better main events for these next 2 fight cards, but they won't. They still okay fight card, especially the Grasso Araujo card. But you see what they're doing. They're trying to stack UFC 280 by not really stacking at all these next 2 fight cards. So now September 26th, we gotta wait like 3 weeks to get some good fights, but it's worth the wait, definitely. Now, last thing we gotta go over is Sean O'Malley's prediction for Petr Yan at UFC 280. He says he's not even going to get hit once. It won't be surprising if O'Malley gets hit 0 times at UFC 280 against Petr Yan. And he says he's going to knock out Petr Yan round number 1. But who do y'all think wins that one? Petr Yan or Sugar Sean O'Malley? That is it for today's MMA news. We got O'Malley versus Yan prediction. UFC 280 is only good because UFC is kind of ruining 2 cards right beforehand. We got Floyd Mayweather maybe ducking Jake Paul for a boxing match. Paddy Pimblett calling out Conor McGregor for a huge pay-per-view fight. And Deiveson Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno for the quadrilogy set for UFC 283 co-main event. Thank you guys for watching. Again, as I said at the beginning, make sure to go down and like this video. If you want to help out the channel, make sure to go subscribe with notifications turned on to get notified for crazy MMA news like this and crazy big fight predictions and breakdowns and betting odds and things like that. We got a lot of content on this channel, so if you want to stay up to date, subscribe, turn the notifications on, comment your predictions for all of this MMA news. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.